things to be discussed through this meeting, and I can confirm to you the names of some of the schools that have been represented includes Chibuli SS from the Kampala region. Then you have Mvara SS from West Nile region. You have Teso College, Aliot from that is the Northern East region. At the same time, you have Gombe, that is also right there from the Buganda region. Not forgetting, of course, the team of Ngangwa High School from Western region. Kabalega from that is the Chitara region. Jinja College from Eastern region. At the same time, we have St. Joseph's College, of course, Laibi. In the northern region. So it's one big thing that I want to say. Kawempe Muslims SS has also shown interest, where of course Kawempe Kampala region has one big one, and Kawempe in the girls department is representing, whereas St. Catherine girls is also representing in the northern region. Masaka SS is representing the girls in the Buganda region, and Nyakasura of Chitara region is also representing. Now, of course, the man by the names of Bernard Biainamani, of course, Bampaire is in charge and making sure that this works out. Remember, we saw what exactly happened in the world of secondary games here and there, and FUFA wants to bring in something to, of course, make it better and look in the right angle of how football can be improved in these school games. Remember, they did say that it takes one or two things to make sure that it works out, and they have gotten to say that it is a must that it is going to be the ladies and the men football that will improve this. So something that has come in here. One of the biggest thing is that right now Jinja College does not play football, but they have still been involved because they want them to get the knowledge of the game in this moment. Yeah, interestingly, we shall be waiting to see how things move, how things surface. But all in all, I think it is getting sweet and interesting from the Federation of Uganda Football Association, who are trying so much to see that it needs to, they need to amplify and improve the quality of football in that is the country now, which of course is one big one. And if you look at exactly what keeps propelling every day, you will see that a lot of things have different, of course, moments in there to see that the teams get to the right thing. So it's one of the biggest things that I can give you this very, very afternoon. But when we go away from there, let's get to the region of West Nile Football, West Nile Region Association, or West Nile FA. They have a lot of things that you could be discussing, and out of this discussion we can talk about things like how games were played in the due course of the weekend, how teams are wrapping up right here, and of course a lot of things that probably are coming in there. I can confirm to you two things, of course, that are running through. One of them is how the teams are trying to get where they are supposed to be. I did give you an update about, of course, how teams tried. Now, I'm told Arua City Football Club, of course, had a very good encounter against Parombo, a game that ended 2-0. Then Kuluva Rainbow also played against Arua Airfield. And then Araka Football Club played against Yumbe Hotspurs, a game that ended 1-1. We did see Nebi Central, of course, who are the table toppers and are still unbeaten in the region league, having a game against Alpha Rising. That game ended 2-1. Nile Hippos did beat Team Pakwach Youngsters by 2-1, whereas Kochi Urban lost to Team Total Football Club by 3-1. Koboko Rising Stars did beat Team, of course, Jumani by 3-1. And then we did also see the team of, that is Okolo Central, losing to Paida United on Sunday, 1-0. And then team of Visoni did also have a very good play against, of course, Padea Rising, a game that ended 2-0. Then we also did see Odramachako Football Club against Okokoro United, a game that ended 4-0. And then Barakala City against Andruvu was also another big one, as Barakala lost by 2 goals. The game did not the game was not played because Andruvu did not turn up for this game, being told, because it's one big thing that still keeps moving in there. However, there are a lot of things that are still moving on, because we expect to see a lot, and that is one thing that came in there. And if you look at what exactly happened, I want to start with the teams that have really done well, that have, gotten ways. One is the team of Arua City. Yes, they tried pushing hard. They were home. Then you did see Airfield, that was also away. In fact, there are some key teams that have won away. I would love really to tell you, because yeah, we doubted them. One of them is Airfield. Another one is Odramachaku. The other is Pakwach Youngsters, of course, which also in their cup here won away. And then, they won away, of course, all the way to Madiokolo. That's also another thing. Then there's which other team that I was looking into, that is, I think those are, yes, Padea Rising. Now, you look at how these teams, of course, came. Those are the teams that I want to so much talk about. If you look at Nebi Central, one thing that you could talk about their performance is that whatever they have gotten to push forward shows you what exactly they are prepared. Remember, they played, I think, a draw. Yes, it was a draw with the Youngsters in their previous game, which meant that the coming home is going to be one big thing that they needed to really do. Now, when I came here last time, one big thing I talked about was Alpha's performance, yes, which is not a bad one, but I did say it will reach a time that, of course, the table will have to shape up, shaping up in a way that which team will lie where. Alpha played 2 consecutive games over teams that I should say are new entrants, including Airfield. That was still new entrants. I think you did see them prove them. It was only Arua City Football Club that they beat, and I said yes, Arua City. I think it was because of lack of their preparation that meant them to be beaten, but Alpha was the side. But I watched their game and I looked into the game. I was telling a friend, I think this is a team that, in case starts meeting the teams that have been in this league who have the experience, they would be having a big challenge. And the challenge really came, as I saw. What was the challenge? The challenge is that you've seen them start losing the games. Not because they want to lose, but because the style of play matters a lot. Now, they went to Nebi, and in Nebi, you will never want to see, of course, that's a fortress for any other team that comes there, unless you will be getting a draw maybe in there, because according to what I've seen the team setting up, shows the ability of how ready this team is. I told you, preparation-wise, I told you the quality of signings. I still feel, yes, though they have their coach who is there, but I feel they still have to beef a little bit of the technical team to have more. Because what if one day, one time, the coaches get in there? So adding more, because they are conceding goals. That means there are still some loopholes here and there, let's say defensively. But credit to, that is one player who has always been a good one. Very many call him Foden. From Alpha Rising, yes, he has never failed to score. I think he should be with now 4 goals to his name out of all the games that he has played for, that is Leah Football Club this season. That shows you how exactly committed he is. But all in all, what am I trying to bring? That this team is still going to face a tough challenge. Talk about, of course, when you're going to meet teams like Alpha Rising, maybe you're going to meet some other teams like Paida United. You have those tests that will be coming in there. So that is a very big one. But I think the gap difference, or the point gap difference, is not big. It's just a minor one that you would see even a 3 or 2 that a team can still catch up. But the consistency level matters a lot. Yeah, winning ratio matters a lot. That's why I did say that, yeah, it's going to be a challenging one. See where Arua Airfield pick up from. See where Odramachaku picked up from. They started with a loss, but still came back and had their books right, and they're still doing well. Viper Lolo, the coach of the team, is still proving to see that this is what they need to push. And then another team I talked about is the Pakwach Youngster game with Nile Hippos. Yes, Nile Hippos came out from a well-deserved, let's say, form, but still they faced a youngster that I should say mentally came back and prepared everything, because we saw the first two games which were for youngster, first three where issues erupted here and there, though one of the guys tried refuting. Of course, I can tell you there's no team that will want always to see bad or negativity about the team, but normally facts do come out, and we get, of course, for me, I will never come here and say something when I don't have the facts at hand. But all in all, I think critics or criticism helps a lot to see changes. Now, maybe if we didn't talk so much about this, maybe if we didn't also talk about how things are, maybe this would be one thing that maybe the leaders, the players wouldn't really change it up. But indeed, they went and proved everything wrong. Tried getting that draw first with Nebi Central, a game that, of course, if they were emotionally low, you would see them still lose at their own home. But they tried shaping it up. That means they are shaping it up. I should say maybe the club chairman is doing well to see that the boys get into this mentally, physically prepared, and of course this comes with a lot of challenges that is there. So you did see them travel, and they travel after the game. They traveled to now the team in Madiokolo, of course those ends of let's say Rhino Camp, to see that they play the team of Nile Hippos, where they won the game by 2 goals to 1. Of course, it's not easy to win always away, but teams still keep on to see that they change look of things. They look into how things need to shape up. Yes, that is one big thing that you will always have to see. So I want to give credit to, of course, the management of that is youngsters, because I think they didn't take the critics as a negativity, but took it as a positivity to see that they adjust and work on here and there. Likewise to the players. So one of the players, sometime after our show here, called me. He was like, oh, and you guys are hard on us, but that was the reality. We are going to prove you wrong this time round, and we have also taken positivity of this criticism. Yeah, but it happens because football is so expensive. I would really want to say, for those who watch, or for those who look at the glittering surface of the football, or of the ball, you would say, yes, this is it. But you don't know what is in that ball. What is this ball made of? If you cut that ball into two, you see the darker part of the ball and a lot of things that come in there. So that's how football is like. And there's a lot of politics in it. There's a lot of criticism. There's a lot of bad things that keep coming, but again, there are a lot of positivities when well handled. Right there's excitement, there's soreness in football, and those are some of the big things that keep coming. So I want to say, I want to give my thumbs up for that is the youngster team, that now they are also getting back, because I saw them last season. The competition was stiff and probably gave a run for people's money, and we expected that to happen this season. Do we see them there? I will be giving you the table standings and see whether there's still possibility, but I still believe there's possibility, because only 5 games played, you'll be expecting a lot in there. And then Total have also shown that, yes, although we have not started on a good note, but they have one of the well-organized teams in there. They have an assistant coach who is right there, called Mr. Mohammed. Yes, the former Arua Hill, Mr. Mohammed, Rashid Mohammed, who is right there doing, of course, the coach-player job. He is very comfortable there. After, of course, the frustrations from Arua Hill Sports Club, now he has not gotten any other club to join in there, but he is now with the Total Football Club in Yumbe, of course, at the camps. Now, trying to push the team move in there, but I think a lot of things still need to be pushed forward to see that the team gets in there. So I want to say I think Total is organized. Bad one for Coach Urban, because Coach Yaban is still not to the expectation. The investment pattern is still low. I have not watched any of that game, but I don't also know yet which type of players they signed this season, because a lot of players, I'm told, left them to see that they also seek for greener pastures. But what about addition of the new players? What has happened? I know Mr. Alusi of doing one big thing, always wanting to have the best players surrounding his team. This time around, what has happened? Could he have gotten a few challenges here and there? You know, football is not easy, just like I said. A one-man investment is always going to be a challenge unless well planned, and this is a regional league where you reap nothing. Even the gate collections may not be that big. So they were beaten by that is Total Football Club, a game that ended of course 3-1 in favor of Total. I think it's a great one for that is Total, and they are trying to push things work very, very well. Now Koboko Rising Stars is another team in that is the Nile Zone, also trying to really show. The competition is between them and Adjumani Town Council, and indeed yesterday, I mean in the weekend, they had a game with that is Adjumani Town Council, a game that ended 3-0. Beating Adjumani Town Council was Koboko at their own home at I think the Nyarilo, yes, Nyarilo Playgrounds. A very tough one, and if not Nyarilo, then they should be using St. Charles Luanga grounds. But all in all, you would see that the home teams tried pushing and making sure that this is the difference that we need to make, and things really are not the way expected. So we're waiting for that. Then Kokoro United this time round was humiliated by the team of Odramachaku. Odramachaku, of course, will always have to prove to you the underdogs, probably they should call, because this team has just come, and Odramachaku brought in the experience to see that they put into the game right there. So they looked at this as being an underdog team, but of course, remember, Kokoro has been there for some years also in the games, trying to prove, but this time around in the league, they needed to do a lot to see. They have been having a very good display, probably trying to get goals, trying to defend well, but this time round, Odramachaku couldn't give them any minor slate to see that they could they cancel their clean sheet. So it wasn't really a very big bad one, but still a big challenge, because 4 goals, that means all the goals you could have scored are also -4. So that is so challenging in football, that any goal that comes or any goal that you concede affects your results at times, even if it is the table standing. So it's one big one, but all in all, I think a good start for that is Odramachaku. If I'm not mistaken, they should be at number 2 now, because of that, with around 10 points. I'll be giving you that table standing right through. And then Kokoro has to do a lot, of course. Yes, their home is also a home that you rarely get them lose there. So every team is focusing on the home, and I think others also, if you focus on the away games, then you would be one team that is going to go automatic for that is the qualifiers. Andrew Vu has did not turn up for game. That means we shall be waiting from the competitions. What exactly happened? What is the challenge? Are we giving points? Because we did see the last Padea and Rising game with Nebi Central, where Padea was found guilty for fielding in, of course, an eligible player into the team. And that game that they won 1-0 against Nebi Central, that game affected them because the 3 points were given to, that is Nebi Central, and 3 goals. That's why Nebi jumped on top. That was because according to the rules and regulations, or according to the competition and the dispute chamber, they did find out that this player was really not licensed and he couldn't really play for such a team. So indeed, after that petition by Nebi Central, it affected and they won the petition, which of course the verdict showed that the team Padea Rising Star lost the game by forfeiture, and that means they got 3 points and 3 goals to that is the Nebi Central team. So it was a very big one, but all in all, things still kept moving on, and a lot of exciting moments will be coming, because Uganda Cup is also on its way. By around Tuesday or tomorrow, yes, you will be expecting games coming through for that is the Uganda Cup, and we'll be waiting to see how this moment is. And then there's a team called Central Okolo. I don't know whether they will survive. I keep predicting that it's one of the teams that is not going to survive relegation this season in the regional league because they are not, I don't think they are prepared for this, and it is still a challenge to see that such teams really can't do to the expectation. So those are some of the games that went on. Yes, I can confirm to you, and I will also be giving you whatever is there. Now let's get to the table standings on how this really moves on. On top, you have Koboko Rising Stars. That, of course, is topping with 12 points in the Nile zone, followed by Odramachako. After playing 5 games, they have won 4 games and drawn none, but lost once. That is Koboko Rising. After, of course, that moment, Aunama Bosco, lost this game against Okokoro, if you remember, when they traveled to Okokoro and lost this game. Then Odramachako FC played 5 games. They have won thrice, they have drawn once and lost once. I remember that was their first game. And then Juman Town Council also played 5 games, won thrice, drew once, and then lost once. They are 10 points also. Total Football Club are 4th on the log after playing 5 games. There are 3 games won, drawn none, but lost twice so far. That means they are 9 points. What about Okokoro United? That has played 5 games and won 3 of the games, lost twice and drawn none. That means they are 9 points. You have the team of Raka Football Club that sits 6th on the log, and they are 9 points after losing also 2 games, winning thrice. Then there's Tipsha Football Club that is, of course, having 5 games played, and then 2 wins, 1 draw, and then 2 losses. There are 7 points, and Tipsha, I can tell you, will be in Arua to play Onduparaka Football Club on Wednesday. That's going to be a build-up game that they are going to. And then, of course, in the return, that Onduparaka Football Club will also have to go to, that is Koboko, to see that they play the team of Tipsa Football Club in the return leg. I think that will be on 4th after the game with Black's Power. Then you have Nyangilia Super Eagles that lie 8th on the table. That is Adiga Morris's team. 5 games played, 2 wins, 1 draw, and then 1 draw, and then you have 2 losses, 7 points. They are conceding a lot. They have negative 2 goals. Barakala City has tried 4 games played, 1 win, 1 draw, and 2 losses so far. 4 points. Ottoman, which is Yumbe Hotspurs, 5 games played, 1 win, 1 draw, and then 3 losses, which is also 4 points. Whereas Kochi Urban has played 5 games and won once. The rest are losses. That means they have only 3 points, and a team like Andruvu that also is going to be facing that relegation, according to me, because they have conceded 7 goals so far, will be there without no points. So they sits that table. We're yet to see, because this is a very big one that is coming through. And then there is Nebi Central in the Nyaga zone that leads the table after playing, of course, 5 games. They have won 4 games, drawn once. They have not lost. They are unbeaten. They are 13 points on that is the table. And then Alpha Rising, also another team. 5 games played, 3 won, 1 draw, and then 1 loss. Of course, they are 10 points. Likewise to that is Paida United. They have the same of course, statistics of of course, Alpha Rising. That means they are 10 points. Whereas Pakwach, Arua Airfield is 4th with 9 points after playing 5 games, 3 wins, 2 losses. Then Pakwach Youngsters, after playing 5 games, they have so far won 2, and then drawn twice and lost once with 8 that is the points. And then you have Nile Hippos that has played 5 games. And then they have, of course, 2 wins, 1 draw, and then they have 2 losses, 7 points. Likewise to that is Kuluva Rainbow, who are 7th on the log and 7 points. Parombo at 8th, and they have 6 points because they have just won twice, lost the game, the rest of the games. Padea Rising, yes, they're also right there at number 9 with 6 points after winning 2. They have lost the rest. Arua City, number 10th, with 5 games played and then 5 points collected. 1 win, 2 draws. Okolo Central has 5 games played, 1 win, and then now, of course, 4 losses. of Visoni. 5 games played, and they have only no win but a draw that keeps them with 1 point. So that's how exactly the West Nile Regional League continues, with a lot of games that you could be expecting. But we are still waiting to see how this works out for that. And then let's look at how, of course, the Uganda Cup will be coming through, because there are a lot of games that went on right there. You did see, of course, a lot of things that probably could be coming tomorrow. There are going to be games that are also to come through. But there are results that came in yesterday's game, the Uganda Cup, where Kamia lost to, that is Parombo United by 2-0, whereas Hot Springs Nebi did beat Kakira Young by 4 goals, of course, to 0. That means a lot for such a team. Now, in the opener, we did see a couple of course, results that came through, and now we are looking into how this goes. Remember, this Uganda Cup is just like a knockout that you get, and you get the other team. Now, preliminary round 2 has a couple of games, with, of course, Kamia International that played Paromba. I gave you that result. Hot Springs beating 4-0, that team of Kakira. Now, we will be having, of course, the teams like tomorrow, Parombo Mission taking on Kuluva Rainbow at Alengo Stadium. That game will be at 3 p.m. Nebi Central will be taking on Ombachi at Luo Grounds, 3 p.m. You have Alpha Rising Stars that will be at Panduru, playing, of course, the team of Pakwach Youngsters at 3 p.m. And then you have Barakala City that will also be welcoming Ajuman Town Council at 3 p.m. You have the team of Ottoman that will be taking on Kubala United of Terego at Boma Grounds, whereas the team Paida United will be taking on Oweko Magic. That game will be at King Stadium, China. And then you have Aivu Lions who will be taking on, of course, Okokoro. These games are on Wednesday. Paides on Wednesday. Okokoro and Aivu Lions will be on Wednesday. And then Yaya All Stars will be taking on Odramachaku. That is also on Wednesday. And then you have Kochi Aban taking on West Nile United. That game will be on Wednesday. And Total will also still have to tussle it out against Araka. It's still going to be a derby for Yumbe to see that things go on. So those are some of the big games that you could be expecting as we wait and see what exactly the rest of the things will be like. But if you look at how the games in the FUFA Big League have been, of course, a very tight contest. I can tell you that teams have really tried so much. But it's now by the Black Angels suffering their first ever loss of the season, whereas Black's Power of Leader have also assumed the summit or the table right there. Very interesting game it was yesterday, where there are, of course, a couple of results and different reactions that came through. Black's Power did beat Calvary Football Club by 2-1, whereas Gaddafi did beat the team of Maida Football Club by 2-1. Arua Hill Sports Club beat, of course, the team of Paida Black Angels by 2-1, and Kataka Football Club did also beat Chiinda Boys by 1-0. Busoga United played a goalless draw with Buhimba Saints in this game. So the 2024-2025 FUFA Big League continued with that match day 8, and so all these results that I've given you right there. There were home victories for, that is Black's Power, Gaddafi, Arua Hill, Kataka on this very day. So it's a very big one. That means Black's Power ascended to, that is the summit of the table, standing with, of course, this moment over 2-1. It was Innocent Maduka who came through to, of course, make sure that this goes on well. So a lot of things we are waiting to see on how teams are, but of course someone was already asking me of what the results probably are, which I will be giving you right here, because I mean what the table standings are like for different teams that have really played in the FUFA Big League after, of course, match day 8 of this. There are a couple of games that will also be coming, by the way, after all whatever you have seen here, because there are challenges that you could have seen from any other club, and where exactly teams are lying with their standings. So it's so big, so interesting, because FUFA Big League has 10th game. Currently, as I talk, of course, Blacks Power sits on the table after playing 7 games, and they have 16 points. Boma comes second with 15 points after 8 games. Gaddafi comes third with, of course, 14 points. And then Calvary comes fourth with 14 points. Onduparaka is fifth with, of course, 12 points. Then Paida Black Angels is 6th with 10 points. Chigezi Homeboys is 7th with 10 points. Kataka is 8th with 10 points. And then you have Buhimba at number 9 with 9 points. Chinda at number 10 with 9 points. And the team of Ntunga Saze with 8 points. And in the relegation battle here, the bottom 4, you have Arua Hill Sports Club with 7 points so far at number 12. And then you have Busoga, that is 5 points with 14 points, at number 14, and Maida Football Club with 2 points right there. So that is how the things are. Still top scorer of the league is the Calvary FC striker, Lawrence, of course, Oloboro, who is the in charge driving the top scorer sheet right at, that is the team of the big league this season. So we yet to see, followed by, of course, Kasiri Davis of Gaddafi with 4 goals, and Isaac Doka Mweru, Mweru of Busoga with also 4 of the goals in there. So all this is what is happening right now. We shall be giving you more of the details and upcoming games that probably will be there. Of course, 2 games. On Wednesday, you will be seeing that will be coming for Uganda Premier League, but I'll be coming back to give you a few or more names of the Uganda Premier League in the, of course, second, of course, break, or after the break. I'll be giving you a few moments over that before we also pop or jump into the international stories where you have a lot of exciting stories there, including, of course, Manchester City's fifth loss. What about Amorim's style of play that he is trying to introduce at United? And, of course, the sacking of the Leicester City coach, Stephen Cooper. What exactly is happening and what next for that is Leicester City? A lot of names have been mentioned. Just stay glued to your television because I'll be coming back to give you more of that. Let's take a break.